Hi, it's David here with Futures Trading. Thank you guys for joining the subscribers that have joined since the last video. Also, thank you. I know it's at least 7 of you that always like the information, even though you already know it. And I thank you for the support. And I know it's at least 7 of you that liked the last video out of 200 and well now I'm 47, but definitely 244. There's at least 7 of you that has been sticking with me the whole way through, and again, thank you so much for your support. I really appreciate that. All right. So I want to make a grab and go video for those that's on the channel. That's why I'm back up here. Again, January, this is supposed to be the end of it. So this is going to be the last video because I actually want the people that's coming to the channel to reference the video here. All right. So this kind of information here, unless you familiar with the approach that I use, I don't want you to get lost. So I will have these links below, but they're an hour long. And so I want to give you something like a grab and go, something that's really quick. And so if you come to the channel, I do want that information like located right here. So you can be directed right here as well to say if you're at the channel, it should be the first video. Really important. All right. So let's dive into some of that. All right. So the diagram I showed you in the last video, I'm gonna show it to you here one more time because this is everything that I've been showing you the whole time. It's really simple. You're measuring difference. That's all. So majority, you find it in the chart. It's important. Just that simple. I don't have a lot of fancy terminology for you. I don't. We're gonna talk about that because we're gonna look at a daily. We're gonna look at a 1 minute, and we're gonna look at the 15 seconds. So I'm gonna try to read it to you too in real time. There's only one thing that the market is always doing, and I told you guys that this is nothing new. It's doing the same thing all the time, and it's just fractal. And that's all you have to do is look at the chart and try to find the difference. It's really important and it's simple. That's the main thing. It's very simple. So every swing, I don't got no funny terminology. Every swing, high, swing, low. We're just trying to see if that price run can run away from it to get more than half of that run above the high. That's it, or more than half of that run beneath that low. So that's what I've been showing you. Now here, this is the other information that I've been teaching you more so indirectly when it comes to the function side of it, of reading the chart like literature. So I put this in the last video, and so I'm gonna touch on it a little bit here. This is more so what I offer outside of YouTube. I offer information that's not on YouTube, clearly, but knowing how to read a chart based on literature, because what you're seeing, the illustration of the price activity, is just information. That's all it is. And we speak over 7,000 words a day, and it's only 26 letters. And the most important part of it is only 26 letters, no matter how many words we're speaking. The goal is to understand what a person is saying, and they can use a lot of words to do that. I'm not one that like to do that. I like to let's get straight to it, because if I can make it simple, you'll remember it. And that's the thing. I think the things that's important should be made very simple because you need to be able to reference them and take them with you. Really important that we do that. So you can read all of this if you want, totally up to you. But the main point of this is this: the author will always make you aware of what's happening from the title to the last remarks. That's what you really need to hold on to. All right. So everything on the channel is about this. All right. So you can take that in. Now, here's that daily. I told you it was this video here. Let me show it to you in case you want to go back. I told you in this video, well, I believe it was down when they were coming down. And yeah, because they was going to get those targets. I told you the daily was not in a downtrend yet. So for all the swing traders, I told you that they was going to get down near that 550, the 65, 550 when they started to turn on that high. And if you want to go back and take a look, I gave you guys that information when they were up here, all right, for that turn. So before they even like turn and actually start declining, I told you that it would happen. They got down to the 550, the 65, 550, and now they're turning back around. It's not in a downtrend. All right. So we only have one, two, three, four, five. Five bars down. All right, let me make sure. Well, let me do it like this. I know the settings be different on different all right, so let's do this. It's five here. Let's see what we got here. One, two, three, four, five. Yeah, that's still the same thing. But the chart had looked like this on the last chart that I had. But it's five down. It's not a downtrend yet, so it should turn back around and go up. So hopefully we'll see new highs. Hopefully, I told you guys probably back in I think it was May. May, I said it should get up to about 18.5. So 18.5. So 18.5. Hopefully, it can go and just get there. You don't want them back beneath here. You just don't. So hopefully, it'll just keep right on climbing and don't come back past here at all. And so you should be able to see that. All right. So there's the participation bars right here, and they fell right into them. This is the no close level. No close. You had one here, but it's too close. It's just too close. That's all. And so they accelerated, picked up speed. Here's the no close level here. You had it here. They reached up, into it, but then came back down. And again, you had what, 4 days? 1, 2, 3, 4 days, not one to close beneath here. Okay. And there's the turnaround. Now, this is important. I know that a lot of information is online. They're talking about this stuff. All right. So this is the popularity stuff. It's totally up to you if you want to trade that way. Totally up to you. And again, I'm trying to give you some information. So if you do trade this way, it can get you in it sooner. So all of these different terms, you can do it if you want. I'm trying to make you aware of just something simple. And there's that diagram. So every pivot, every time the market take off, you're looking for this. It's just that simple. All right. Now, there's so much more I can teach you about trading, but this is simple. This can get anybody started. Absolutely. I don't care what your backdrop is, where you come from as far as academia. Just look for this. That's all. Can you find that in the chart and you should be just fine. All right. Now, uh oh, here's the other thing I want to point out while we're on this chart. The no touch, no close. That's all I name it. No touch, no close, because typically you won't get a close beneath the low of this bar. And then this becomes the hard stop if they're going up. And that's the green bars with the level and the NC. If you're going down, this would be the no close, the NC. Hard stop would be up here. This bar turns red or green if it's going up. And then you go down. So you're just looking for the mid of that bar to fall beneath that low. And so this is a 1 minute chart. All right, and we'll take a look at this one as well as that 15 second. But this black line right here, this horizontal line, is the mid of the current bar that's moving. Okay, now you see that box came in. You see that box came in. Now this is that information. All right. Now I don't teach this stuff. I don't. I don't teach this stuff. I don't teach stuff like that. It's that's not it. Now, it's really simple. It's really simple though, but you can be in the trade net positive. You can be in the trade net positive when the mid of that black marker rises above the high of this this candle. Your stop would be behind this bar. Now, it has an NC because of this bar here. It did the same thing with this bar here. So now that box, this box that you're seeing, let me open it up a little bit so you guys can see it. This box that you're seeing that's popular online, this is what everybody is chasing right now for some reason. And again, I've been trading this and it wasn't even an ICT online. You never had heard of the guy. This how old I am. The mid of this candle that was moving got above this bar's high. Now, with that particular approach, you would have to use this candle, and then this candle, and then wait for price what to come back in here and then go. Now, I would say this. What if it just reversed? His box and what I'm telling you is just wrong. It's just that simple. But it would make more sense not to have your stop way back here to go back up. That's all. And so I want to get you in the trade net positive without having to cover three whole bars. I really don't want you to have to cover two. I want you to actually just be able to cover one and a half, maybe one and a half. Once you see it taking back off. So that's important. Reducing risk. That's our job is to mitigate risk. We don't want to have to risk a lot of money. Professionals don't do that. All right. So it's really important that you know that. Now let's just go sift through a couple of examples. Terminology won't get your trading to work. Let me show you that diagram again that I had again, and it doesn't matter. I don't have no funny names for pivots when they turn around, all of that stuff. I don't. It's simple. The only way to succeed with trading, you got to slow this stuff down and make it very, very simple. Now, let me take this stuff off here. Now, oh, I did want to tell you this. This approach that I'm telling you is a real time identification process. So you got to do it in real time. There's not anything that I'm aware of online that's telling you how to read the candles, just the candles in real time. Just, I mean, absolutely in real time and with accuracy enough that it will pretty much give you your push, what you're looking for. Now again, they can test it, but it should go ahead and, get back down the board. Really important. You don't want to have your stop way back here. That's all. I just want to make sure I tell you that. Now let's take this off. And you can use whatever you want, but I'm just trying to introduce to you something simple. That's it. Something simple. All right. So there's the boxes. You can go with the box if you want. It's totally up to you. You may get a box here. All right. But remember, this candle is green. There's your NC, and you would have been in it on this bar. When that mid got above this bar's high, you're in it. So you're already net positive. You're not waiting for that box to show up. I can assure you that's not how you trade. All right. Now, let's just take a look at let's wait for the box to show up first. Got 28 seconds. The bar timer is down here, and then we're going to go to the 15-second chart. The bar timer is down here. There's the bar value and what time it is, 2:56. I just want to see the box pop up, and then we're going to take a look at some of this information before down at 9:30. We're going to take a look at some of it. And again, just a grab and go video. I want you to be able to hurry up, look at the chart, know which way it should go. We're going to touch on trend real quick. And this is, see, there's your box. All right, so that's something simple. Now let's go back to 9:30 real fast and let's see what that looked like. Let's go back to 9:30 real quick. Grab and go video. Just want you to have something grab and go. All right, so let's talk about this uptrend because they had an uptrend first. They had a downtrend, then they had an uptrend. You count 7. That's 1, 2, 3. They all have to be higher than the prior. All right, so with green bars. So this is a green bar. This indicator color this green because that mid is above the bar's high. So even though it's a down bar, a red bar, a bearish bar, if you will, it will color the inside of that bar green, throw that level on it, and put that NC under there. And you can have that indicator if you want. All you have to do is email me, and we can talk about what you have to do to purchase it. And I can definitely provide it if you want it. I'm not here for that, but if you want it, it's totally up to you. Or my indicator suite and all of the templates, I have that available as well. If you want that too, so I do offer that as well. So if you want all of my tools, you can have them if you want them. Now, but this is important. Pay attention to the information on the channel. Don't try to get my services. Don't try to buy more than what you need. You can take just this and do fine. You don't really need this indicator either that I'm pointing to with the green and red bars. You don't need it. It's just good for historical purposes, if you ask me, and it makes it easier for reference. That's it, because it's a real time process. All right, so you don't really need it. But if you want it, if you just want your charts to look this way, and again, it's easier to reference. So if you're looking back, you don't want to have to comb through and try to be exact whether or not the bar's mid was over the high or the low, because sometimes it's not there. It's not as close. I mean, it's not as apparent. I'm sorry. It's not as apparent as something like this. All right. So sometimes it can be just a little closer, and maybe your eyeball, may not get it. You may not see it and say, "Hey, that may not be it." So I want you to have this if you want it. You can have it. All right. So I want you to have the best for yourself if you want it. Or you can code it yourself. I'm telling you what it is that makes it work. So if you know how to code, just go ahead and do it. It's really simple, okay? Really simple. But here's 3. This is 4, and they all have to be higher. 5, 6, and there's 7. So you're doing 7 bars, okay? 7 bars, people. 7. That's no longer a pullback. That is a trend. All right. Don't use no indicators, just the candles. 7 bars. You're going too high, that can turn into something else and it can keep going. And it did. It went up and then it started turning around. So when it turns around, you do the same thing. Want to make trading easy for you and simple. 3, they have to be lower. 4, 5, 6, and that's 7. You're probably saying to yourself, they're too far down, they may not go anymore. Sometimes that's the case. It is. Sometimes that's absolutely the case where they won't go. They won't go again. Sometimes. All right. Well, I can just do this. Now, usually you can get them off the center of the trend, or you can get them off the 7 bar. They didn't want to get all the way down there. They kind of lifted up. Yeah, more than halfway. That's pretty good. That's almost to it. And then they turned around. So now let's do that. Let's go back this way. All right. So now if you notice, oftentimes once they make the trend distance, they'll rotate. So I want you to keep mind of that. One, two, same thing, three, four, five, six, and there's seven. All right. Now let's measure it. It's really simple. Don't make trading hard. Whatever you do, don't make this stuff hard. I want you to succeed, so don't make it hard. Nothing, no kind of funny terminology. You don't need all that. See, it made the trend this and then it started to rotate. So just be careful. That's all. Take your time. Be careful. And then let's do this one more time. Just one more time, really quick. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven. All right. It can go the distance of the seven. Sometimes it goes off of the seventh bar. Seventh bar is about here, right here. See? And it can do it again if it wants to. See? Sometimes it goes off the seventh bar or the center of the trend. So now we got to go one, two, three, four. They leaned over. Sometimes they'll do that before they make the trend. Mm, five, six, and there's seven. So when it gets to seven, be careful. I'm telling you this right now. Professionals make trading simple. It's not hard. Okay, want to make sure that you understand that. See, they didn't break the bottom. Now, if you want to go off the seventh one, let's do that too. See, they made it. And there's a rotation. It's really simple. Want to make sure that you understand it. Let's look at these boxes one more time. A lot of terminology online. A lot of terminology. You want to stay away from that stuff. Yeah, you would have had a nice little push just from I think we started about right in here. You had a little bit of a scalp there. Again, you got if it's not seven, it should go again. All right, it's really simple. All right, so right here you saw this big old decline. They shot down one, two, three, four, five, six. That's six. Bam, turn around and it went right back up. Now let's do this chart. I don't have the color on this. I don't have the levels because we're going to look at the diagram again really quick. I want to make sure that this is a grab and go video and something that you can reference. All right, really simple. Now, this is that diagram. So every swing in the market is a candle. That's all it is. It's fractal. So every swing is a candle. If you can get the run to fall beneath that low, or get the run halfway of the run above this high, there's your setup. And so don't buy here. Don't buy here. Because remember, this run here is that big candle that's running away from this high. Don't buy here. So when they come back, and I tried to touch on this on the channel, and I'll say it again, you need to get it from down here because this is the no close level. What you think this push was about that produced that? What was holding them up is that majority down here. The majority of this run is holding this market up to keep them from coming back further. And so when they turn around, this is just the result. Okay, when they turn around, they can come under here, probably play with you a couple times, and then boom, they'll take off again. Most people try to buy right here because they think in support is resistance. I don't use any of that. That's foolishness. Why? Now, I'm not saying it don't work sometimes. I just think it's foolish to think of the market in those terms. Sometimes you have to just make sense. That's all. Just got to make sense sometimes. If this run, just sometimes you don't have to make sense all the time. I know we don't have to do that, but sometimes you need to when it comes to this stuff. When it takes off running, and it runs this far, it's coming from below here. So don't be surprised if they won't turn from here or the midpoint of this run. They will come under this pivot and then take off. And sometimes, if you don't believe me, you can go back and take a look at that Bitcoin example. I did it in the Bitcoin example. I'll try to show you some of it here. But if you want to see an example of that, go back and look at this video and then come back and look at the result of that. Okay. I gave you three zones for those that like the counter trend, and I was using that same approach, very same approach. It's really simple, it's not complicated. So you want to try to find the run that's like impressive, if you will, because it's just the candle. All right. So we're going to use this chart. If the run, let me see, do I got the, let's see. Let's see here. Yeah. All right. So halfway, the halfway point is above this high. Okay. Now, sometimes, just sometimes, they'll come under here and probably won't turn from there. Now, we're going to talk about these lines that's on the chart if you knew. We're going to talk about that. Do you see this? Now, this is something I want you to pay attention to. As a matter of fact, I got to get this. Be careful when you got this going on. Okay. You see how that's not breaking that high? That's not breaking that high. Don't be here. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. They can come as low as here and under here. This is the no close level. All right. You might get them back here. Now we can do it with this one here. And you can pick whatever amount of candles you want for your trend. I'm telling you right now, seven, I've been doing it for many, many years. Really important. All right. So the midpoint of this run is above here. Yeah, they slowed down a little bit. I get it. I get it. And there's a certain amount of candles I can tell you right now that makes for whether or not you count, runs, when you do the runs, there's a certain amount I can't tell you. But here, the mid of this is above here. So when they lean back and they're coming up to this pivot, why sell it? Somebody was trying to do that. I can already tell you they should have gotten through this anyway. This is a problem. So they suppose they went up higher, just off of looking at how this all works. All right. So this right here, when they lean back, that's fine. This is the no close level. They can come all under here. It's this turn right here, supposed that held them, and they supposed to took off. They didn't get back there that far. They didn't. You can go back and look at your chart and see what happens when it comes to this area right here. Let's just go with this area right here. All right. So this area and this one. Just you can go back and take a look and see what happened. Now, I'm gonna leave that there for you, and you can go back and take a look. Now, I want to tell you this about that diagram that I just showed you. Thought, action, habit. On this channel, no one, first of all, no one online is talking to you about your mind and how you interact with the market. They're giving you a lot of reference points to try to take in information without factoring in that this place, this marketplace is just a place of decisions. It's just like going to any store. Everyone in the store had made up in their mind. I don't care what store you're going into, uh, Walmart. Everybody knows Walmart. I don't care what store you're going into, doesn't matter. You're there because you made a decision to be there. And when you get there, sometimes you're making more decisions to pick up more things. And so this is a place of decisions. And so it's absolutely crazy because Walmart, I'm sure they have a team of people that I'm sure, taking an assessment of what people, would need, what they would want for themselves. And then of course you find this information provided to you, all the things on the shelf. They give you sales form and try to price things in a way that you could essentially get excited about coming to Walmart and picking up your favorite items or whatever. Now, so this is a place of decisions. And so you have to look at the market based on uh, information. That's all it is. It's just information. Even though it's open, high, lows, and closing, those are the reference points. I totally get it. Price, I totally get it. I totally understand that price is an estimation and we're just evaluating it. All right. So and that's all we're doing. We're evaluating its movement, how it moves. But you have to make sure you incorporate the mind. So we're doing this every day. Okay. Thought, action, habit, character, destiny. When you make a trend, and I'll say it one more time for you, the trend distance is present with the trend. So how far it's going to go is presently being presented to you, and that's your paycheck. So when you see it make a trend, it can go that far. It's really simple. Do not make this stuff complicated. It's habitual. It does the same thing because we're creatures of habit. The machines exploit bad decisions, and you make a bad decision, chances is you'll make another bad one unless someone tell you how not to make the bad decision. So even machines have, of course, their mechanisms of doing things out of repetition as well, and so they can be exploited too. They can. That's why you have other algos chasing other algos because it's systematic. That's all. It's mechanics. It's functions. It's things that's repeated. So even though people tell you it's so random and you can't past results ain't indicative of the future and all that, man, whatever. This stuff is simple, and they tell you, I'm gonna tell you right now, they'll tell you this stuff to keep you blinded from the reality of what's actually taking place. And I'll say that and I mean it. It's really simple. It's just like you making your decision. Every time you're in the marketplace, you're making a decision. And oftentimes you're going to do it out of habit until someone lets you know what you need to be doing if you're doing it wrong. That's the thing. Now, you don't want to get in too late. Remember, I told you that the trend distance, once they make it, they'll rotate. That's kind of like destiny, if you will. It getting to its destination. And so you don't want to get in once you can identify it, which is character. Once you can identify it after it been waved several times over on getting there. Now remember, these are candles. So not just trend, but it's candles as well, because everything is fractal. You don't want it to get so far up the board where you can take your moving average or your trend line or whatever and start doing this and then say, hey, now I want to get in, because then you can overshoot your destiny and it'll run against you. I don't want that for you. Right? Really don't want that for you. So I want you to start looking at it just like you are, as someone that just makes decisions. And so the market is a decision place. That's what it is. And you're always doing that. Now, all you would need to do is be able to count to 10 to be a trader. Count to 10. That's all you got to be able to do. You need 7 bars. You need 1 bar for you, because this is the three things you're looking for: direction and duration. They're pretty much one and the same. They're always together. And then you need your entry and your stop placement. That's that 1 bar. And you need the half of the other bar, the majority. Remember, I told you the majority is very important. You need them to prove to you majority, because the rule of majority says that the minority has to follow what the majority is, intending. So, really important. This is all you need. Really simple. And here's the thing: this is how long you should be doing this: 90 days. If you cannot get what I'm telling you to happen in 90 days, seek professional help. Not mine. You don't have to, again, come and deal with me. Anybody. But just make sure that what they're telling you, you're able to see it on the chart over and over and over and over again. Because remember, it's habit forming. It's doing the same thing. And I just showed you the diagram. I just showed you the price pattern. It's always there. So whenever you look at your chart, I look at your chart, we should be able to see the same exact thing. And I've been doing this professionally for years. And so you don't need to watch videos, a whole bunch of videos for hours on end, have somebody tell you a bunch of crazy stuff that, again, just will make things complicated. That's not what you need. I want you to hurry up and get to what it is that you want for yourself. Absolutely. All right. So let's talk about this chart. This is the chart frame. Really important. It's kind of the same concept, if you will. It's everything moving forward, not backwards. All right. So we're not doing historical. I said in previous videos, I've never done any back testing. And again, I'm not discouraging anyone from doing that. Do whatever you want to do with your trading. If it builds confidence in your ability to read the market, do it. Knock yourself out. Long as you are looking for some of the stuff I'm telling you, you'll be fine. And I don't care what you use. You can use whatever oscillator, volume, support and resistance tools, whatever you want. You'll find you won't need any of that stuff. If and you can use it, but you wouldn't need it. And that's the thing. I don't want you to be codependent. I spoke about that in the last video. I don't want anyone that's watching my videos to be codependent. Not on me, and that's why I'm not a YouTube personality. I'm not gonna be up here keep giving you a bunch of information about the same thing. That's going to impede your ability to trust your chart. And yes, you can trust what you're seeing. So I won't be up here keep making videos, because then that wouldn't make sense, because then you won't have any, real confidence in what you're trading, because you would think that there's something different that I'm doing that you can't do, or you'll need to essentially blend your understanding with the confidence that I have about the markets. When you can establish that confidence for yourself, I'm gonna tell you how to do it. You got to keep seeing it. It's really important. You got to keep seeing it. Every day you pull up the chart, if you can see the same thing keep happening over and over and over again, you'll trust it. You'll believe it. It's just that simple. All right. So, chart scale, let's see where they're at right now. Okay. So, yeah, here's the center of the scale. There's the box. All right. Now, remember, I told you that they'll go past this one. Okay. Remember, I told you that. Here's the box. I told you that they'll come past this one. They may even get past this one as well, but I told you that they'll come past that. That's the no close level. And remember, I told you that this pivot is important too. All right, so here. Remember, I told you that this pivot is important too. It's like 3:15 right now. My bar timer be doing something with the clock. Let me reload this chart. All right, yeah, so it's like 3:15. All right, so you can go back and check your charts. Remember, I told you it would be this pivot or maybe that one. Go back and rewind the video. Really simple stuff. And you saw this mid falling below that low. You could have been in it a lot sooner versus it being way down here. So there's your first initial reaction was here. And then here go your second one out of this pivot. You don't be up here. This ain't gonna work. All right. That's not gonna work. All in real time. And I'm telling you this before it does it. I don't have to do hindsight. I've been trading professionally for a very long time. Very, very simple stuff. Okay. I'm trying to show you how to be financially free for free. That's the whole thing. I want your freedom to be free. I got online. I already ran a company online. If you don't know and you're new to the channel, I ran a company online. I took it offline. I don't like the space because I can give you free information. This, for example, we started the video and I said, hey, I got 7 people that consistently support the information that hit the like button out of 200 and something people. And I only been up here for months, some months, about 8 months. Out of the 200 and something people, there's only 7 of you that will support the content. And I'm telling you something that man, everybody on YouTube is making this stuff so challenging for you. And I'm sure there's so many of you that are subscribed to their channels and will leave comments, hit the like button, do all kinds of stuff for them, and they'll just feed you emotionally. Have you look at the chart, and feel bad about your trading or hey, keep at it, keep trying. I don't want you to keep trying. I want you to succeed. I don't want you to keep trying. I want you to stop trying after 90 days. Get some help. If you can't get it done in 90 days, stop what you're doing and go get some help. And you don't have again, you don't have to get my help. No. You don't have to. Just get someone that's going to tell you exactly what the market is doing because it's repetitious. It's going to do the same thing over and over and over again. I don't care what chart you're looking at. I don't care what market you trade. It's going to do the same thing. All right. So really simple stuff. Here's our center of our scale. There's trading above it. Now, this has everything to do with what was forward. Remember, we were looking over here. These lines are projected forward, and you can get this template as well. I give you this template. I'll give you the ranges. I'll give you the static levels. There are certain price levels that can turn that too. I'll give you all that stuff for absolutely free. Just the indicator, the colored bar indicator, you have to actually put a token of appreciation there because I took the time to learn how to code. And you can have my other indicators if you want them. If you so choose, let me know and I'll tell you how much they cost. But don't try to get my training. Please don't even try to purchase the indicator suite. Don't try to do that without taking the information on the channel serious, very serious. I want you to really take this. I want you to take the free and get the freedom. That's the best way I can explain it. I'm doing something experimental. I promise you. That's why I'm on YouTube again. I want to make sure that you can get free with free and not be confused by a lot of different stuff. Having someone tell you a lot of different stuff. This is simple. It's not complicated. I told you professionals know stuff, and there's some other stuff that I know that's far more simpler than what I'm explaining to you. And it's happening right here, right on this hard right edge. You don't have to look so far to the left. You don't. And now you can. I just gave you examples of what should happen. There's several pivots on the way down, but they reacted off of these two. And I'm telling you why. It's based on the principle of majority. All right. So that's a summation of what's on the channel. It's really simple. We're looking for that price pattern here. All right. So our price pattern is here. I want you to stay away from moderators that won't do this in real time. Almost a lot of videos, I can't say all of them, but mostly all the videos on the channel is done in real time. Okay, I do a lot of real time videos because it's all about reading it in real time. That's the only way you can do this job. There's only 3 things you're looking for. You just need to be able to count to 10. The main principle is majority. All right, so let me put this in front of you. All right, so now let's go get that. All right, so we're always looking for majority. This is what you just saw. This right here, and we did that before we got started. Let me give you this other slide, and then I'm gonna get off here. This is what you need to be able to do. You need to be able to read the market like literature because it is. It's just information, and there's 4 functions here for you to learn how to read. Intentions. So you'll never know what the author want you to understand without understanding the intention, which is the direction. Repetition. So you're always going to see reiteration on the chart. You want them to tell you the same thing over and over and over again. That's why I say anybody that try to teach you, they need to teach you this stuff, reiteration, because that's how you read literature. That's the only way you'll be able to learn through repetition. Comparisons, the chart is offering difference. And so when you enlist professional help, we talked about what a mentor is. A mentor is supposed to be able to give you help and advice. But if the advice cancels out the help, or you can't get no help, you're not seeing it helping you, that's not a mentor. And so I'm trying to make simple what trading really is and what life is. These principles that I'm talking to you about, or functions I'm talking to you about, start looking at your life. If a mentor is supposed to help you by giving you advice, if the advice is canceling out the help, how can they mentor you? And so now when you look at cause and effect, it should be a result of the intention. When you start implementing information, it should cause a difference in your trading. This is free and I want you to succeed with it. Now, I don't want you again to try to purchase education and all that other stuff until you try. Please try to retain what's on this channel. Please, please, please. This is something that I really want for you guys. Again, I'm not a YouTube personality. I'm a professional trader. Been doing it for years. I don't have time to sit up here and just make a bunch of videos every day telling you, oh, the market making a new high, making a new low. Who cares? Dude, you can see it if I tell you what to look for. No codependency. You can use prop firms if you like. I talked about that in the last video. I just want to say this before I go. Prop firms are working on your mind. I want to say that. You're paying them to train you to be afraid of blowing out. Blow out on your own terms. I'm going to say that right now. I want you to blow out on your own terms. You're paying them to train you to be intimidated of risk, not using too much leverage. Don't go past this threshold. Don't let it go too far and not take profits. They're 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 training you in the behavior in your mind. It starts with a thought, action, habit. And so if you're intimidated and you're trying to trade and you can't read the chart, you can't see what's there, that's going to impact your trading, where you're going to focus more on the trailing drawdown or the trailing threshold. Because I've done the prop accounts on here for you because I know that's popular too. And I passed them in 23 minutes. I want you to focus in on the chart. Blow out on your own terms. Learn this information and blow out on your own terms. Say, hey, I'll just fund it again. But I'm gonna take this trade based on what I've learned. I'm gonna take this trade based on what I've learned, and I'm not gonna worry about the threshold. I'm not gonna worry about the drawdown. I'm not worrying about that. I'm gonna take the trade and I'm gonna do it again, and I'll keep doing it. You'll find that if you focus in on the information, not the threshold, not the drawdown. Don't focus in on that stuff. I'm not saying don't use money management. Yeah, sure. But don't make that the primary focus. Please don't. Because if you do that, you're paying them to train you not to win. Because they're trying to put you in this little condensed box of understanding when it comes to money. You want your financial future, you want that freedom. Take your mind off of that stuff that they're doing to you because you're paying them to do it to you, to put you in this financial square and have you locked in where you can't really focus and see the chart. I don't want that for you. No, I don't want it for you. And I hope that I'm reaching at least one of you. At least one of you. I want you to see the chart in a very systematic notice when you pull it up. I want you to know what's likely. That's all. I want you to know what's likely. All right. And if you so choose, after retaining this information on the channel, clearly, if you so choose, get more information. It don't have to come from me. Get more information from somewhere else. Just make sure that they're referencing the chart itself, and you will want to use again what's there. So they give you the candles, they give you the chart. When they give you the chart, use the scale. So above this line here, really bullish. All right. You can get back bullish. No. Now you're going down. And so then this becomes that, and even the more so because it's all about majority. All right. So beneath here, even the more so. Really simple stuff. All right. So just want you to know that. All right. And again, my name is David, and I'm glad you stopped by the channel. Again, you're here by fate. I want to say that. I only know one person here. The rest of you I've come to know since making the channel. You're here by fate. I have not purchased any uh, likes, subscriptions, as far as subscribers. I haven't paid for any views. I haven't done any of that because this is priceless information. I'm not going to spend no money on something that I know is priceless. And I'm trying to give it to you for free. All I would want you to do is tell someone. If you can, just tell somebody about the channel. You're here by fate because someone liked the video, they hit the like button, and of course, YouTube suggested it to you, or someone told you about the channel. I genuinely care about who's watching this video, and I don't know you. I care about you. If you're trying to trade, because I know how much time and how much money and the people that you can hurt trying to learn how to do this. You can hurt people that's around you trying to learn how to be a trader. And I don't want you to hurt anybody. And I definitely don't want you to hurt yourself. I wish you all the best with your trading. Take care.